What's up guys, Houndish here, and today we're back with a breakdown for this week's reset coming to Destiny 2 starting on Tuesday the 22nd of March at the normal weekly reset time. And of course this is going to be week 5 for the Witch Queen. So this week we'll be seeing legendary difficulty introduced for Psyops. We'll touch on some of the triumphs and things to know there, but we're also going to see a new game update with adjustments to crafting material caps and weapons. Then in game, Pinnacle drops are renewed. We'll have a new content rotation for the Throne World, the challenges for week 5, and then as always, rewards for the week, including the Eververse inventory. Plus, we'll cover Nightfalls, playlists, and more in the video. So, as always, guys, I hope you enjoy this one. And if you do, a rating down below really does help us out. But without further delay, let's get into it. And initially, as we get into the gameplay stuff for the week, the bonus for the reset will be for Gambit ranks, and so we'll get extra rank XP for the duration of the week. And otherwise, in terms of playlists, Lord Shaxx will bring Clash back to the Crucible. And of course, with us no longer having Iron Banner up, Trials of Osiris will also return this weekend. But moving over to the Vanguard playlist right here, and the weekly Nightfall is going to be the Fallen Saber. It's been a little while since we had that one. And of course that will come with Pinnacle drops as well as the featured Nightfall weapon. Next though for the reset we'll have the Throne World content, including the reset on Pinnacle drops such as Master Wellspring, Vox Obscura, and the weekly Preservation Pinnacle. Plus, as always, another 2 collectible moths will be available on the Throne World, as well as the next weekly campaign mission. On top of these, of course, on the Throne World, we'll see a reset for the Vow of the Disciple raid, but also on Bungie's recent roadmap, they outline that we should be getting raid challenges with rewards starting this week as well. So if you're running the raid, definitely look out for those. Other content to bear in mind though includes the seasonal stuff at the Helm, that includes the Pinnacle for defeating champions in Psyops, but also this week we're going to see the launch of a legendary Psyops Battlegrounds. And there should be some rewards associated with that, but there are also a series of triumphs, so there's one to complete all of the Legend Battlegrounds, and that's for the title for the season. Plus we can earn an explosive personality if we complete a Psyops Battleground without dying on Legend difficulty or higher. So it'll be interesting to jump in and see what it's like. There are some upgrades on the war table to actually take note of regarding the legendary difficulties. So there's legendary requisition, and this upgrade allows the first legend battleground you complete each week to drop an additional weapon and armor item. So depending on how the rewards are presented for legend difficulty, that might be one you want to try and upgrade as soon as possible before running it. And otherwise, in terms of rewards, this also grants us access to the Applied Psychotronics Triumph, and that requires us to unlock all of the upgrades from the war table. And the main reward for that right there is the Sovereign Order, a rather interesting looking Keitel-themed exotic ship. And so that legend difficulty will allow us to access some rewards. And so we know of a few rewards that the legend difficulty will allow us to access. And I'll be sure as always to keep you posted with additional details. Up next though, we have seasonal challenges, some of which will focus around the new Psyops content this week. So the first one is Legendary Psyoperative 1, to complete Psyops Battlegrounds EDZ on Legend difficulty, which will be accessed via the Helm Director node. That will give us Challenger XP and Insight. But we also have a Light Reclaimer 1 to defeat Light Hoarders in the Battlegrounds EDZ, which will also give us Insight as well as Challenger XP. Then we have Voices Silenced to complete the Vox Obscura exotic quest. Dangerous Conduct to acquire the Reckless Endangerment seasonal weapon. Of course, that can be earned from Zavala, the Drifter, or Lord Shaxx. And finally, we have Into the Void to defeat Guardians with bonus progress granted for defeating opponents with Void abilities, and Besting the Worst to defeat Hive and Scorn bosses in Strikes or Vanguard playlists. So of course, there'll be a good source of XP and things like that. And another mention we should make for this week is that we will be getting a hotfix immediately before the reset, once again dropping Tuesday 22nd of March. And this will be hotfix 4004, where Bungie are increasing element caps from 250 to 1000 for all of the crafting elements. Then for neutral element, they're increasing the cap from 8,500 to 10,000. On top of that, there will be some other adjustments and fixes, with the update on Tuesday seeing 15 minutes of downtime starting at 9:45 AM, which is 16:45 UTC. Then the update itself should drop at the reset time, which is 10 AM PDT and 1700 UTC. And I'll be sure to keep you posted with any additional updates worth knowing about when that drops. And now another quick mention before we move on to the Eververse inventory for the week. Of course, the Iron Banner will come to a close before the weekly reset, as it's currently live this week, but DMG said, I highly recommend that you turn in Iron Banner tokens as you get them. If you want to wait until the last minute of the final Iron Banner week, feel free. But if you don't spend them or redeem bounties by the end of the season, they will be lost, and there'll be more information on this in a future TWAB. But essentially bear in mind with that rework to the Iron Banner coming in Season 17, both the tokens and the bounties and potentially other parts of the reward systems are going to be completely reworked. And so at the very least, claim all of those rewards before the end of Season 16. Next though, let's move on and speak about the Eververse store for the week. And in terms of the Bright Dust featured items, initially we'll see the Canopus Trireme, a cool exotic sparrow there for 2,500 Bright Dust. For 2,000 Bright Dust though, we can pick up the Constellation Tracer, that's a new exotic ship for this season. And then we have the Dato Capsule Entrance Transmat Effect, which will be 450 Bright Dust, as well as the Lucid Shader, which as always will cost 300 Bright Dust. On top of this though, we're going to see the Spring Showers exotic emote, that'll be 3,250 Bright Dust, but we'll also see the Tadar Rare emote, which will be available for 400 Bright Dust. And next we have a new exotic ghost shell for this season, which is the Off-Road Shell. That one will be available for 2,850 Bright Dust. Then we'll see the Terran Sidecar exotic sparrow for 2,500 Bright Dust. For the seasonal Eververse set, we're going to see the class items available as well this week. That includes the Abyss Walker Cloak for the Hunters, the Desolation Diver Mark for the Titans, and the Elect of the Empty Bond for Warlocks, and each of them are available for 1,200 Bright Dust. But for the exotic weapon ornament this week, we're going to see Jinka, not sure how you say that, but it's an ornament for Galahorn, and it's 1,250 Bright Dust. But finally, the Stasis Projection Ghost Projection will be available for 1,500 Bright Dust this week. The final bits of content to mention for the week though include the Ascendant Challenge on the Dreaming City, so if you're completing any of these destination challenges, this week it can be found in Rir Sylvia in the Chamber of Starlight, and that's the Sumerian Garrison Challenge. So as always, if you drive up to this location, pop your Tincture of Queensfoil, head into the Lost Sector right here, and at the end of the Lost Sector you'll find the entrance to the challenge this week. In the Legends tab though, the Vault of Glass challenge for the week will be Wait For It, which of course is the Confluxes challenge, and if you complete that on Master Difficulty, the Vision of Confluence Time Lost will be the featured drop. And then the final thing to mention right here as well is that K1 Crew Quarters will be the featured Lost Sector for the day, and by running that solo on Legend or Master Difficulty, exotic chest pieces will be the featured drop. And of course we have things like the new Titan exotic chest piece for Witch Queen. However, the Lost Sectors of course still change on the daily reset. And otherwise, for today, guys, that is everything that we have to round up in the video. So, as always, I hope you've enjoyed this one and found it useful. If you have, definitely get subscribed to the channel, and that way I can keep you posted with more Destiny content and news. Also, if you've enjoyed the video, a rating below really does help us out as well. And let us know if you're diving into Destiny 2 this week down in the comments section. But otherwise, thanks as always for tuning in, and I hope you guys have an awesome day.